Hi, it's Ashleigh from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 5. Now, we already upload on this channel daily, but this whole month is going to be dedicated to Christmas. Firstly, though, I just want to show you what I got today in my friend's advent calendar, and I know in previous videos I said I would link this down in the description box below, but I actually can't find it anymore. I just don't think it's available, so I apologize. How cute is this How You Doing pin? On the other days, I've gotten different charms for a charm bracelet. So a few days ago when we kicked off Vlogmas, I showed you how to decorate ornament cookies, and today I'm going to be showing you how to decorate stockings. Now, I am using flooding and piping icing here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go ahead and click this video in the right-hand corner. I wanted to keep things very, very simplistic for this tutorial because I want this to be a go-to kind of design technique video that you might use just for really, really quick, beautiful cookies that you're going to put into people's presents or into a treat box. We are using wet on wet technique here, so it's really, really important whenever you're using this technique to make sure that your consistencies match. Because if they don't match, then they're not going to meld well together, and then you're going to lose the whole point of doing wet on wet technique. These are the type of sugar cookies I always kind of dreamed of making when I first started getting into cookie art and getting really interested in them, and I was continually frustrated because it never turned out like this. But really, it's all about your icing consistency. So that video that I recommended to you earlier is really, really going to help you nail these types of designs. Make sure that when adding on any sprinkles of any sort, you do it when your icing is still wet. If you see that it's turned matte on the surface, then it's probably not going to work out for you. I imagine that many of you are going to be using red food coloring this season, so if you are and you're planning on using it close to light colors like white, I suggest you check out this other video in the right-hand corner where I tell you how to prevent any bleeding from occurring. I used to always have problems with bleeding red. These cookies came together for me pretty fast. I would say if I didn't actually stop in between and I just kept going, I probably could have had a couple dozen done within the hour. Aside from lines and dots, this was also another classic sugar cookie technique that I learned very early on. And of course, you can use this decorating technique on any type of cookie like I am today, using it on my gingerbread. All you really have to do is you're just squeezing and then you're slowly kind of swirling it. And you can see as I swirl, I come down a little bit more and more closer to the cookie. And then to stop that swirl from occurring anymore, I just stop pressing. A lot of sugar cookie decorating or decorating in general comes from the amount of pressure that you put on the piping bag and the consistency. Those are the two main things for successful cookie decorating. I also want to point out that for most of this tutorial, I am using tipless piping bags. I don't really like to use the metal tips anymore unless it's for something specific, which I'm going to be showing you in a few minutes here. This next technique I'm going to be showing you is very similar to those swirls that we made earlier, but it's a little bit more luxurious feeling, I would say, and it looks a little bit more ornate and a little bit more old school. Now, this is one of the main reasons why I really love using tipless piping bags. When I was first learning how to pipe, I always used those metal round tips, but they would constantly get clogged all the time. And when I also first started learning how to do this, all of the videos and tutorials told me never to go back and forth with piping. Always pipe towards you, not away from you, to avoid clogging. But with tipless piping bags, you can pipe in whatever direction and it's never going to get clogged. And now here is a prime example of when I don't use a tipless piping bag. When I want a very specific tip used, I use this little leaf tip here. But you will notice that I do have a coupler on there so that I can switch back to a round tip if I would like to. So that is why I do still own some round tips, but I don't use them as often as I used to. Anytime you want to make designs like this where it pops out quite a bit and you need a lot of definition, you do need to use piping icing. And in my consistency video, I talk about how you need to add a little bit more meringue powder and a little bit more icing sugar, but honestly, more meringue powder instead of icing sugar because you don't want to form a paste. These are so classically cute, and I think everybody would associate this with the holidays. Now you might be wondering, why do you have holes in every single one of your cookies? And I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be doing with that later on during Vlogmas. Now let's get into the pricing of this. These are actually quite small cookies, but I would still charge that amount for a custom order. For a stock order, it's cheaper because like I said, it's small, it's a harder sell. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now, I'm uploading daily, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, be sure to comment, request, or ask a question. I love hearing from you guys. Bye!